Okay, we are live. I'm in my gym. I'm going to see if I can do something about the camera. The sound is not so great, but this is how it is today. I'm sorry about that, but let's see if we can do like this. Um, that's better. Okay, hold on. Like this. So, the FBI in the USA, or America, as we say here in Norway, they just raided, that was Monday, US time. It's now Tuesday morning here in Norway. The FBI on Monday, they raided Trump's home in Florida. I guess Trump has several homes, but this was, hold on, his Florida home in Mar-a-Lago. I don't know where that is. Says here in one of your news outlets, this is from the New York Post. The FBI raided Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida and broke into a safe in his palatial home. And according to Trump, they raided and occupied his home. And they were searching, apparently, for classified documents that Trump allegedly brought with him from the White House to Mar-a-Lago after his presidency ended. And it says here, which, if true, could be a violation of federal law. Now, okay. Oh, is that Palm Beach? Okay. Eastern coast of Florida. I see. John, good to see you, and thank you for those kind words. Now, I think that I'm not going to try to get into the whole matter concerning, the laws because I'm not a legal expert, and I'm here in Norway, so I'll try to be a little bit humble about the whole thing with Trump and all that. I will say though that this is interesting when it comes to the whole general situation for us, for normal people, because it looks to me like they, being the people in power, are weaponizing more and more of the foundations or functions or sectors of your nation, and not only in the USA but also in other countries. So it's quite obvious that the mainstream media has been bought. I mean, it's not like they are being truthful and honest. They've been caught lying several times, and I think CNN is the worst. But also other outlets, other media outlets, and you watch these beardless faces reading the news and telling you not really the news. They are sitting there, not just giving you some facts. That's what they should do, but they will rather have a almost lecture you on what you should believe, what you should think, and that is a problem. That's a problem. Um, so Chad is saying that I'm missing an important question. I guess I'm missing a lot of important questions here. I can't cover everything. I'm just trying to get to my point here. Um, this is a problem because they will come after people who are seen as problematic. This looks, the development that we have here looks a lot like the development that you will see in every state, every nation, every society that moves towards totalitarianism. Now, when it comes to Trump, I think I've said this before. I, to me, he's a bit obnoxious. Okay, that has to do with his personality or his persona. I don't know how he really is as a person, of course, but how he comes across on screen, I find that problematic, and I don't like it. You know, uh, but if I had to, I would have voted for Trump if I had to choose between Trump and Hillary Clinton. And I would have voted for Trump if I had to choose between Trump and that old criminal, the other one, um, Biden, old man Biden. So um, it's like, don't get me wrong here. If you're a Trump supporter, I think actually that I'm on your side. But you know, I I find Trump obnoxious. I just do. You know, I don't like the way he's trying to get to take credit for almost everything, and I don't like how he pushed the. Shall we just call it the medication in a syringe? Um, yeah. So I don't like that. But anyway, um, I think that this we will see this more. I think that intimidating people like that is going to be you'll see it more and more, and the establishment will use, you know, like the FBI, the police, and entities like that to coerce and force people into, you know, being silent or, you know, to scare people. So I find it incredibly problematic. I find it extremely sad that they are doing this. Um, and I mean, if you look at the double standards being applied here, and we should because it is interesting. In the USA, you now have a president who I won't get into the whole election process there, but he should be investigated. His dealings with Ukraine, that's one thing. And who knows how many skeletons is there in that closet of his? Who knows? Quite a lot, I would say. He's when it comes to his son Hunter, my question to concerning that is why is he not in jail? I mean, you have all the evidence you need, and unless the crazy people have managed to make even that drug he's using on camera legal as well in the USA. What, you have all the evidence you need. Why is he not in jail? I mean, it is illegal what he's doing. Why is he not in jail? Why is he not being prosecuted for possession of illegal drugs and then put in jail. Why not? Why not? Because of the double standards. He's the son of the president, and things like that make me sick. It's yeah, I don't like it. So yeah, corruption. I believe old man Biden is corrupt. I believe he's very corrupt. And another thing is, of course, as you all know, the old man Biden has an unhealthy approach to underage people. Let's put it that way. If someone had behaved like he has done on camera towards my kids, I would have become so angry, so furious that yeah, you know, we're on YouTube now, so I can't really finish that sentence. But yeah, I guess you know what I'm trying to say here. It's disgusting, it is disgusting. And I thought, and here's one thing, I thought Hillary Clinton was bad. I thought she was, that's how can anyone vote for something like that? And then you got the Biden, the Biden guy. I mean, how is it possible? But anyway, I'll leave that. I'll leave that. So here's just a suggestion from a little Norwegian sitting here in his little home gym, and why don't you try? I know you. It's not up to you. I know, but I'm talking to the in general to America here. Why don't you try to get some candidates for the next election that are not corrupt, somewhat honest, not and who are not doing drugs and getting into all sorts of problems with women, and why here's you can it would be a big improvement if none of the candidates is sniffing the hair of little children like it's an obsession. That would be a huge improvement. Just a suggestion here. Call me crazy, but I think that would be nice, if you could find some people like that. Shouldn't be too difficult, if you ask me, because most people are somewhat decent, actually. So we might not be perfect, but we most of us know the difference between right and wrong. Okay, so someone like that could be should be chosen as candidates for the presidency. So okay, that was a bit of a rant. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to get to some of the comments now. I'll try to reply. Garden prepping, good to see you as always. And GB, and I'll scroll up here. let's see. Okay. Yeah, here's a question that I have for you guys. Is it true that they, being FBI or I don't know, these entities in the USA, have put Norse heathen symbols on a list of terrorist signs, or is that just a rumor on the internet? I tried to find some information about that yesterday, and I did find that being confirmed, but I couldn't find the list itself. Is it real? That's uh, that's crazy. It's crazy. I'll tell you one thing, that on my main channel, um, I have a I have a few problems, issues. It's always like that. But one of the most peculiar curves, I'm talking about when you upload a video, you will see a curve on the views like per hour, right? And those follow a certain familiar pattern. If it's a very popular video, it will, when I upload, it goes up and then it starts sinking. And if it starts spreading, like people click on the share button and they like the video and they comment, and if you have a lot of activity, it gets suggested to more people on YouTube, and then you get it curve goes up again. Recently, that has not happened because I don't know why. YouTube is not really helping my channels at the moment. But on the one about the rune alphabet, it's not an alphabet, but it's, yeah, you know what I mean. The Futark, um, that curve they killed the video completely, and I wondered why. Um, and I've heard some rumors that runes and Norse symbols, YouTube doesn't like that. So, can you imagine how that feels? Can you imagine that how disgusted I am if that is true? Because it is my culture, uh, large part of my identity too. Um, so, yeah, garden prepping. When we are talking about YouTube, it's true. Um, YouTube is becoming increasingly, it promotes videos following some trending mainstream topic, but only those. So, who will be the next raided, who gets his home raided by the FBI? Who will be the next? I have felt that fear of being raided by the police, and I'll tell you that story. So, what happened was that some time ago, someone called to the police here and said that I was on YouTube saying that, or telling my subscribers or my listeners, my viewers, that they should go out and use violence and attack people who have chosen to get a certain injection against a recent coup. We're not supposed to talk about that, okay? So they said that I had been telling people to go out and be violent against those who have had the the poke, as they say, you know. Um, and of course, I've I shouldn't have to say that I've never said anything like that or even remotely like that. What I have said about that is that I believe bodily integrity is extremely important, and that people must be allowed to choose for themselves what they do, what with their body. That's why we call it bodily integrity, and why I've talked about why that is such an important principle. So yeah, So um, I I got in touch with the police, and I said, what is this? Um, and now I can tell you that the only reason why I heard about that someone had called and said this, was that I have close family in the police, and they had seen the log. So apparently, what happens is that when someone just there are lots of crazy people. They call the police for all sorts of reasons, and they basically they lie to hurt other people, and the police is used to that. So it it was not like it's a case against me or anything like that. It was just one of the many lies and in the log. Lots of crazy people call the police, and the police, they can see that. So that's what they told me. It's not That's just another crazy person who called us. That's what they basically said. Um, I before they told me then I got to feel that fear of having, what if the police comes here and they suspect that I've said something like that, and they take all my computers and everything. That would be horrible. How would I wouldn't be able to work. I wouldn't be, that would be horrible. So I think using this threat of raiding someone like that is very effective. And now they've shown that they can do that to the former president, and that they will not hesitate. Um, I There are, times when I'm glad I'm not in the USA, because it's getting crazy there. It looks like it's getting crazy. It's a bit crazy here in Norway as well, I can tell you that, but not as bad. It's still not as bad from what I can see. Um, so we we're not. There are a lot of fake news about Norway, by the way. Um, Berserker in 2019, good day to you as well. Um, let's see. So, and I think it's a shame, that this happens, because I'm a big fan of American culture, but not the part that seems to be, how should I put this? Not the liberal part. I'm not. So, but anyway. Yeah, it is interesting. Will Trump run for president again? It will be exciting to see. He will maybe announce it soon, before the midterms, to affect that, to make a positive impact on that, I guess. But I don't know. Christian says he might announce it tomorrow. Personally, I think it would be wise to get someone younger. But then Trump has a lot of support, uh, and um, yeah. So I don't know. I'm glad I'm not the one who has to vote. But then again, if you have one of those crazy people, like one of the crazy people, Democrats running against Trump, it would be easy, you know. Um, to me, it would be very easy. But you have Democrats, and I'm not getting into the politics, but I know that there are some Democrats that come across as not so extreme and quite nuanced in their statements and so on. Um, but I wouldn't know, you know, what they stand for politically and ethically. Yeah, you could have DeSantis. What about DeSantis as the vice president and Trump as president, and then you have DeSantis next time, something like that. Um, so and I yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, yes, she seems decent. I don't know so much about her or her politics, but I know she's been cancelled a lot, and that always tells me that maybe she said something that is actually true. Um, and I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a libertarian. I'm more conservative. So I guess yeah, DeSantis. He seems. I know he's well educated. He has vast military experience as well, if I'm not mistaken. And he's very much hated by the media here in Norway. So that always makes me look into the facts. And I think he is extremely. I like him. I like him. I like him much better than I like Trump. I can tell you that. Yeah, I like this DeSantis absolutely. Um, you want him to stay in Florida? I can understand that. Um, um, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I hope we're not getting trolls and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep the chat clean, if I can use such a word. Okay. Kanye 2024. My kids told me that Kanye is running for president 2024. That would be fun, you know. When it comes to my novels, you will have to check on my website. It's linked in the video description. I will keep that list updated. And when it comes to publications in other languages. So, yeah, they laughed about Trump as well. Yes, what if Kanye gets voted? I would not vote for Kanye. I think he's extremely. It's like I said, Trump comes across to me as a bit obnoxious, Kanye is off the chart. It seems like he's not a nice man. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't be worried about that, because it's more like a joke. So okay. Kanye/Lil Wayne 2024. uh, yeah, that would be. I'd like to see that. Okay. Now, I feel I'm happy that I'm not the one who has to vote, but I can tell you, I'm going to end this live stream soon, but I can tell you that it's not so easy to vote here in Norway either, and I am. It's very embarrassing. I voted for the wrong political party. Not only wrong in that I regret, but it was like I thought it was another party, and that was foolish. It didn't make any difference, obviously, because I voted for one of those very, very small parties who will never get any influence whatsoever. But I did. But next time, I don't think I'm going to vote, because I have this principle that I'm if the party is for something that it's a no for me, then I will not give that party a my vote. And after, can I call it the pandemic? You all know what I mean when I say that. I can't see that any of the political parties in Norway deserves my vote. So Forrest Wolf says, why vote at all? Stop supporting statism. Yeah, it is worth thinking about that. Then people will say, you're giving your vote away. Yes, that is true. So you'll have to think about that as well. But I would feel wrong if I voted for one of those parties who supported things I think are criminal. And I can't find any political party in Norway now who didn't. Florida bearded woodworker. Thanks a lot for the donation. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. About being bearded, I find it difficult to watch these people. Why do they not have a beard? I know one of your top politicians in the USA, he has a beard. What's his name again? He's one of those Christian conservatives, isn't he? He has a small beard. Ted Cruz, yeah, he has a beard. So here's another strategy when it comes to voting. It's some of the female listeners or viewers will not like this, what I'm going to say now so much, but one could, when choosing which candidate to vote for, follow this strategy. You vote for the guy with the longest beard. Yes, because I don't know why, but so the guy with the longest beard gets the vote. Okay. Um, the alternative would be to have some kind of fist fight among all the candidates, and the one who wins becomes the leader. And now I see that the Trudeau entity in Canada has a beard, so it's not a good example. I'm sorry about that, but I you know, it was a joke. Yeah, we put them all in a cage fight. That would probably solve this problem with these presidential candidates becoming older and older. Um, so, yeah, but we. Yeah, it's better than wars, also. Absolutely. We can stop these stupid wars, and we can instead have the people, these politicians who talk about, they use a lot of brave words in their speeches, but they are not the ones getting killed and maimed. So why don't we get them in a cage and they can fight, um, yeah, Pamela says Trump is not physically old. Yeah, he looks. He sort of. I think he looks his age, but he is physically not very old. He looks healthy to me. He needs to lose a bit of weight, but that's often a problem when you get to that age. But yeah, I agree. Um, so yeah, is Trump mentally old? No, I mean, no. Trump is not mentally old. He comes across as someone who hasn't aged mentally. Well, hopefully he's mature mentally. Well, actually, I would say he's a bit immature. Trump, that's his drawback. He's a bit immature, but at least he's not senile. I shouldn't laugh because it's tragic. Your Biden is he's he's senile. He comes across as senile. I'm sorry, but that's what it looks like, and it's obvious. It's so obvious now. So that kind of tells us that someone else needs to run for presidency next time, because he is not up to the task. He wasn't now, and he certainly won't be for another term of 4 years. Yeah, Biden seems no, I'm not a doctor, so I shouldn't use a medical term like that. But he seems like his cognitive abilities are not there. It's not, the little wheels in his head is not turning very fast. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually seen dementia. We haven't had that in my family. I've seen it on TV, and it does look a little bit like the first stages of that, which is, it's always sad, but you can't have people like that in, such an important political position. Um, so yeah. GB says absolutely. Okay. Ghost says, what if Biden isn't senile? What if it's an act? Right now, our discussions about him revolve around his stupidity and senility. Whenever he does something bad, imagine the discussion we'd have if we. Yeah, I think I didn't catch the rest there, but yeah, what if? What if? That's interesting. I think he is, but um, I think he is, but no, I don't think it's an act. Um, but what if it was? You know, but then again, no, I think it's just a sad case of the Democrats making a deal with each other and deciding on which candidate they would put as the presidential candidate, and that's how we got into that position. Yeah, Shari says, unfortunately, it's not an act. Yeah, well, he it, when he thinks he's off camera, he acts like that as well. But that could be an act as well, if you think about it that way. But I don't think it is. So unstable. Okay. Well, I'm going to end the live stream here, and thank you for joining the chat. And I'm sure we'll get back to this and talk more about this. Okay. Have a nice day.